Welcome to Thrones and Scones. It is your weekday morning podcast. Monday, yes, another weekday here with you talking Game of Thrones. It's Tony, it's Hans, and it's Jeremy. I'm not all three of them. I'm just one. The other two are sitting here staring mouth agape at me to finish chatting. Today we're hitting Season 3, Episode 6, The Climb. Hi, friends.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. I switched it up. I got to keep you on your toes.
Sorry,
and blueberries.
I should have been more enthusiastic. I wasn't ready for that. I was waiting for the scone cap on the end of that intro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's deja vu because I think our goal is, we're eating a lot of pastries. We got to get the super fruits in while we can. So that's why we just keep hitting, finding as many blueberry scones as possible.
A good one. A really, really good blueberry scone.
Well, I don't want to hear about it yet.
I mean, we're going to talk. We're going to talk.
You'll have your chance.
Loads about it.
In the meantime, shall we hit the thrones? Episode 6, The Climb. For once in my meager life, I have the wiki prepared. Would you guys like to hear it?
Hey, is that Christopher Walken in on the podcast today?
I think it is.
You know the internet judges Walken impressions so harshly.
Well, I figured I already gave you Schwarzenegger, so you got to do like the most common impression.
Hold on. Let me mute my mic so I can practice.
Should we just stall?
Just stall. Yeah.
How's your?
I got it. All right.
Oh, he didn't need much practice.
All right.
Wow, that was not stalled off. Just do it.
Season 3, Episode 6, The Climb. Tywin plans strategic unions for the Lannisters. Melisandre pays a visit to the Riverlands. Robb weighs a compromise to repair his alliance. With house Frey. The S's are kind of hard. Roose Bolton, he decides what to do with Jaime Lannister. And Jon Ygritte and the Wildlings, face a daunting climb.
So what does he do with them? I feel like that could be.
What does he do with what?
You were saying he decides what to do with them or whatever. I figured that sounds like sounds like kind of a gangster threat or something.
You didn't want to hear a gangster. Maybe I would have come up with something fun for that.
I can't do put him in a body bag.
Wrap him up, throw him in the channel.
God, I can't. I wish I could do impressions. I'm terrible.
Guys. I bet this is a fine episode, but coming off the heels of Fridays, I'm a little disappointed with it.
Yeah,
I'm honest.
I'm just looking at my notes trying to see where do we start? Oh,
I'll tell you where we start. We start by spending 8 minutes, I clocked it, sitting around fires. Sam and Gilly have a nice little conversation around the fire. Bran and Osha and Mira have some vag measuring around a fire. And I don't think they're bad scenes, but it's a heck of a lot of downtime to start the episode off. It's so slow.
Yeah, I think we were coming off such a high point with episode 4 and 5 too. Yes. And I don't know if that maybe coming off of that going into this episode, I wonder if that hurts it a bit. But I agree, the episode really just like hits the brakes a bit. So
I think it's also because of like the whole Loras and Sansa part, which is just weird wedding conversation. It's just
it's like that actually, where he's like, I've always dreamed of a big wedding.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh yes, the bride, and your sweet gown with them fringe sleeves.
Have you seen those? Can't wait to see what I designed for him. That was, but my best part. I kind of mentioned this last time. I feel like the Tywin and then is it Elena or Alana?
Elena,
yeah, Tyrell. The whole like so old keepers of the guard are like, all right, well, let's have a conversation and figure out how this whole marriage thing. And she's like, well, we're like throwing flour into the dirt when he uses that. When he's talking about the whole marriage with Joffrey and Marjorie, with if Joffrey really isn't heir to has the king, if the whole what was it called?
That was a sentence.
Yeah, that was a sentence.
If he's a bastard?
If he's a bastard, essentially. No, not even that. If the rumors are true about Jaime and Cersei.
Right. He would be a bastard.
but not Robert's bastard.
Correct. Oh yeah, I
That's
understand
what-
what,
yeah.
So he doesn't have a claim to the throne at all.
So he doesn't have, zero
saying,
claim to the throne. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fair. Okay.
And I think then Tywin really realizes, oh fuck, like she has thought this through. I am done. And then plays the golden card of like, well, fuck it, Kingsguard for him then. And she's like, fuck. Well played, good master.
Which is it's you do see her for the first time in the season kind of get outplayed thus far. I like the Kingsguard thing, which is a nod to the books, because in the books, Loras, when he shows up at King's Landing, instead of kind of asking for Marjorie to be married to Joffrey, that kind of just happens. He asks to join the Kingsguard. So, that's kind of paying homage, as it were, to that. But the best part of that whole conversation is, did you grow up with male cousins, Lord Tywin? And you never once? No. Not even a little? No. Like, you can see the shame in his eyes. Like, he's like, oh, well, me and Kevin did once touch tips, but it meant nothing.
We always sword fight before we would go in for dinner.
Oh, but that conversation was gold from start to, like, how they start talking about like their organs shutting down basically, and then just move on immediately to like being at each other's throats. And they are outplayed, the Tyrells here for a moment, and pretty handedly. I thought Tywin did a good job with that. Really everything else that happens in King's Landing, I'm kind of
man.
I will be honest. I liked, and I even marked it down as my favorite bit. Again, I didn't have a whole lot to choose from. Cersei and Tyrion's conversations, which I can normally kind of take or leave, they get to a deeper level. It seems like when both of them are being shit on by Tywin, they can kind of find a little common ground. They have some good moments here. We find out that it was officially Joffrey that put the hit out, as it were, onto Tyrion, not Cersei. And then they go through, they start talking about Jaime. They have this little bonding moment that doesn't end with, one of them saying that, that your joy is going to turn to ash, or
I'm going to murder
I hate you
don't
for,
worry about it.
murdering my mother. And, they just get a moment. And I'm not saying that they deserve a moment. It just kind of felt nice to watch for a change.
Yeah, I agree. I think my... So is that what's your favorite part?
That conversation, I think.
That conversation?
Yeah.
Tyrion and Cersei.
Yeah.
Mine was I liked that conversation a lot. I liked Tywin and Lady Olenna's conversation. I was trying to think of which one I liked better. I think I got to go with just Lady Olenna and Tywin's conversation here. Like we said, that was just it was good. It's so dynamic, right? It was like you got to see kind of the power plays back and forth. Tywin kind of ultimately coming on top, but it was also pretty funny. Well acted. It was the whole scene was just really good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. And speaking of just like good head-to-head conversations, we get another short Littlefinger and Varys moment right at the end.
Yeah, this was kind of bizarre, right? This was kind of almost like a just weird, creepy discussion back and forth between them, kind of thwarting each other's plans and really almost like backstabbing each other. And we learned Varys, I think later even says he actually really likes Littlefinger. He respects him, but he knows he's just like a bad person, kind of.
Yeah,
which is kind of a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
I think he said. I think he makes that point of saying kind of like, well, everything that I'm doing, you may look at as backstabbing, but I'm doing it for the better of the realm. Where Baelish is always doing it for the better of himself, and he realizes that.
Yeah.
He's like, no. He's like, I respect everything that you're capable of doing, but at the end, don't you get it? Like, you're playing the game wrong. We're supposed to be trying to make this place better, and you just continue to make it better or worse, but it doesn't matter as long as it betters you.
Littlefinger would let the world burn if he could be king of the ashes. Yeah. And is Varys' quote, I believe. Yes. But it's a little... whereas their conversations before have been really fun and to watch, they're kind of trading subtle jabs. This is very much Littlefinger flexing because he's kind of winning right now.
Oh yeah, totally.
In this back and forth, and poor Roz.
See, this is the worst part for me. She's done nothing. I mean, yes, she gets played in the sense that she ends up. Varys lets her. Why didn't Varys try to protect her? That always bothered me as well.
Well, I don't think he knew about it.
No, but I feel like
I think Lord Baelish kind of confronted him and said, "I know essentially that you have."
Yeah, after she was dead.
Yeah, after she was.
Oh, really? I thought it was before that. My God.
No.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, they're having the conversation before it, but like it's in their conversation that it pans to Joffrey and it shows him having killed her.
Yeah.
So it's to imply that it's already been done and whatnot. But I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. I mean, we talked about it a little bit a couple episodes ago too. I don't know. I don't know if they really had. I feel like this scene was less of taking. It was definitely less emphasized on Joffrey, right? Like it was less of furthering Joffrey's insanity and more of. I kind of forgot that is how this played out because I remember my original question was, do we really need Joffrey to go that far? And we already hate him. But now I see that I don't think it was really written in for that. I think it really is more to emphasize this interplay between Varys and Lord Baelish and kind of the differences here and how Lord Baelish is really getting back at Varys for kind of going behind his back and doing all this. So I guess I get it more now that I kind of remember the full story.
The one thing I've been all into all of the, she's one of my favorite characters. I like pretty much everything that happens with Arya. She was our shining moments in season 2. I like the Brotherhood stuff.
Boring.
The Melisandre thing, it's okay. It's like a little, her prophecy thing with Arya I think is a bit much. Her taking Gendry, I have some problems with that in the episodes coming up. For now, I get it. I get what they're going for there, but it just seems like a lot to throw into that already kind of subdued plot that we're just trying to focus on Arya, and it's just like, all right, let's see how many character interactions we can throw against the wall.
And it's not even like good foreshadowing, right? It's just like it's so short and brief, and they send you 6 different directions, and you're like, okay, I'm bored now, right? Like I'm losing interest in this, which is one of the best characters to kind of follow, and I don't know, it wasn't much for me.
Yeah, I think that was pretty weak. I think my least favorite part of the episode is actually taking it back, and I don't hate this whole storyline, but again, I think kind of a recurring theme with Game of Thrones is just kind of stretched some out a little bit too long for me, and I just like this whole Theon and Ramsay thing. Just like it's just a bit ridiculous,
which we have barely begun.
Yeah, we have
plenty
to get through.
But yes, Theon's torture continues. At this point, we still don't know who Ramsay is.
Yeah.
We still don't know where Theon is.
Yeah.
We're just in the dark as he is.
And Ramsay, in this point, says he's a Karstark for a few minutes, and like it gets a little ridiculous. And I guess when the first viewing, you're kind of Theon, right? You don't know if he's a Karstark or not, and you don't know where they are, and it maybe makes more sense the first time you watch it. The second time you watch it, you're like, okay, like let's get this moving. I know what happens. We don't need 10 episodes of him being tied to this thing. So.
Just to hit real quick so we don't miss a couple big things that happen. Jaime is to be freed. Roose Bolton says he's going to let him go as penance basically for what his men did to him, as long as he promises not to slander the Bolton name to Tywin. And then, guys, Robb Stark is fine. He's going to get the army that he needs from the Freys, and his debt's going to be settled because his uncle gets to marry Rosalind Frey. Look, everything is well.
Everything is going to work out just perfect.
Yeah, seems good to me.
So happy to get into that later in the season. I can't wait to see all the festivities. And then, finally, and I actually didn't write anything down about this, but I remember enough to talk about it. The namesake of the episode, not an STD, The Climb. We head up north to the wall, the other side of it, where Jon, Tormund, Ygritte, Orell, and crew are going to be climbing the wall. 700 feet tall.
300 miles, right?
300 miles wide. I mean, they're not climbing it width-wise.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're going to go lateral.
Maybe. That's
some
their
upper
biceps must
arm
be.
strength.
Yeah. So I the first thing that I did was I was like, there's no way. Can you do it? Sure. How long would that take? I looked it up. And granted, this was like the number for a solo climber. But like, this was basically people looking at this episode and going, because people climb frozen waterfalls. I guess that's a thing. Sounds hella dangerous.
Sounds stupid as fuck.
But basically in a comparable setting like that, an experienced climber, if they're saying that's what Tormund is, how long do you think it would take one person to climb that?
I mean, so you're putting in
what's your
metal.
guess?
You're putting in metal probably every 5 feet into that. That's at least.
I don't know about that.
I'm not doing any sort of math. I'm just taking a shot at it. Saying
Shoot me, Daddy.
4.5 hours.
Okay.
I was gonna say a lot more. I would say maybe 12 to 14.
12 was kind of my guess. You will not fucking believe me if I tell you about 45 minutes.
No way.
About 45 minutes for one experienced climber. Obviously, a group working with less experienced people is going to go a lot slower. 45 minutes.
To go 700 feet?
Yes.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Isn't that bananas? But then at the same time, you're like, okay, isn't it just as ridiculous to think that anybody could hang off of a wall for 7 hours? Like,
but yeah,
wall
when you
made
see
of
people
ice,
climb
like-
all these ridiculous things, I always thought they were like, they start early in the morning and they get to the top in the evening. So it's like it must have been that long.
no clue.
And you see
I
people
guess,
camping like on the walls and things like that. So I assumed a lot
Yeah.
longer.
and 700 feet, I mean, it's tall. It's not that tall. Like, in retrospect to what people are climbing today, like, it's not that tall.
What is
I guess
700 feet?
I guess I don't keep up with the rock climbing magazines and stuff
Yeah.
anymore. What are people climbing? What are people climbing today, Tony?
You mean rock
I mean,
climbing?
I have no idea. I'm just speaking out of my ass here, but like, I'm just saying, no equipment, no training. I bet you I can go out and climb 500 feet freehand. Like,
straight vertical, no problem.
yeah, straight vertical. Could probably jump half of it. I don't even know. But yeah, so they climb. They almost fall off at one point. Jon and Ygritte, in the nick of time, are saved, and then they make it to the top, and they see what I think should probably be a bit of a snowier landscape, but it's okay. Yeah. Any thoughts on this? It was a fine moment. Again, I didn't even write anything down about it. It fell flat. The only note I have is I think Ygritte to me is Jorah Mormont to you, Hans. I just don't get how you don't like her.
Really?
I think she's a very I like her as a character a lot.
Jenna was asking me the same thing because she was saying she likes her, and I don't know. I haven't come around yet. I don't know. Not that I think she's bad. I don't dislike her. She's just kind of she's neutral for me.
Do you know why you might not enjoy her as much as you could? Because you know nothing.
I know. It very well could be it.
So the whole Oro, when he just trying to cut them after the whole, avalanche moment, they make that out to be like what an evil thing, but in reality, I'm like, that's the safest thing that they can do, right? That they become dead weight, and dead weight when you are attached to these little metal clips is literally just awaiting for that to just rip those out and you all die. So I think it's like that really was weird. Of like, oh, you I know what you were gonna do. I mean, he's like, well, she gets it. Like, this is survival. I'm like, no fucking doubt survival. I would have been like, fucking cut him loose.
Yeah. I'm going to do that in the next episode a little bit. It does seem that Jon doesn't, I think he's just looking for any reason to quarrel with Oral.
Right,
Which
exactly.
is fun to say.
Quarrel with Oral.
Have the old oral quarrel.
Well, we
know how much
already
Jon loves
know.
oral.
I was gonna say we already know Jon does the oral quarrel, so and he does it well.
He has plural orally quarreled with Oral. Oh, Jeremy, tell me about your blueberry scone.
I got before we get into the scone. Anyway, I mean, we're all dying to hear what Jeremy says about his scone.
Yeah.
I know this.
No,
but I got
it's
a
fine.
little question for you guys.
Fuck you.
I was
Forget
thinking
about your blueberries and focus on your blue balls.
Yeah,
Listen to what Hans has to say.
I was thinking about this. So we've seen a lot of different abilities or kind of powers, or they're not all, they're not all supernatural. Some of them are just, something some people have acquired or something they built. If you guys could have one of these powers / abilities, which one would you pick and why? And I'm going to run down a little list for you, but you can certainly drop in anything you'd like from the episode once you kind of get the theme here. So obviously Daenerys, she's fireproof, right? She can't be burned.
Sure.
That's kind of one
Useful.
thing. Yeah, useful, right? That's one thing. Varys, I'm gonna even include Varys in here because he's got all his spies, so you can kind of like, I feel like that's pretty powerful, right? You can really learn a lot and kind of know about all this stuff that's going on, hear a lot of rumors, just really work that gossip, right?
Do we have to lose our genitals?
It's also
No.
known as the eunuch
All right.
ability.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
But then are we as dangerous because we still have cocks?
Maybe it's harder to gossip when you have. That's very. Never mind. I'm going to stop that sentence right there.
We have scientifically confirmed that.
That's gonna get sexist quick. Anyway, Melisandre can poop out shadow demon babies. We know this.
Sure.
That could be you.
Actually, she doesn't even poop that. I don't want to see what comes out the butthole.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Bran, obviously, you can kind of warg into things, as it says.
So are we going then beyond where we're at? Because can't really do that yet.
He just has sight right now. He doesn't really have.
But we've seen wargs at least, so just the warg ability.
Okay,
in
the
general.
idea of it. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be Bran specifically. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Spoilers.
I think Jojen has already told him that he's a warg.
Yeah. So, okay. But yeah, warg ability. Again, doesn't have to be specifically to Bran. Hodor has giant's blood. I guess that's an ability or power.
Hodor.
Am I missing anything huge? Beric, Lord of Light, can heal yourself or get healed very quickly. You can light swords on fire with your blood. In this day and age, I don't know how useful that would be specifically.
Pretty baller, though.
You can light anything with your blood on fire, right?
baller.
Let's say you want to toast some bread. Put some blood on it, light it on fire.
Let me tell you, you'd be the life of the party, that's for sure.
For sure.
I think those are the big ones. If I'm missing anything, please tell. But I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are.
So just the ones that I can think of real quick, just to see if they're comparable for the list or not. White Walkers?
I was going to say White Walkers.
Okay. I'm not against it.
The ability to turn people into...
It's pretty intense. Okay.
That's the first non-human one, though. So that's
a good point.
That'd be
That's
like
a
saying
great
you could
point.
breathe fire because you're a dragon. I think it's a little different, right?
Wait,
So
can
I think we should
dragon?
cut it out then. Yeah.
Maybe cut.
If I could be a dragon, that's my answer.
Maybe cut it off at human hosts.
Okay. And so then what about the Miri Mazdur and the Warlocks, like that kind of magic stuff?
Sure.
Duplicate yourself and
All right.
kill
Cool,
13
cool.
people or 11 people all at one time.
Jeremy, I'm curious what you'd vote for here.
Part of me, a big part, wants to be like, if I can make demon babies out of my ass.
What do you think in this? So we're obviously just getting these powers in this day and age. What do you think the utility of pooping shadow demon babies are? And the other thing with this power is, can you really control it?
It's a very one-use skill.
Yeah.
Like, not only do we learn all that demon could do was kill Renly Baratheon, which I guess, okay, a good thing. But we also learned that Stannis would die if he tried to do it again. And so, you have to first take it in the ass from a king to even poop the baby in the first place.
Now you're selling me.
Yeah. And then then you really feel bad if there's anyone out there named Renly Baratheon, because you honestly really didn't mean them any harm, but it's gonna happen.
And the Renly Crusades occur. No, I think
It would you'd have a sweet theme song though. Shadow baby,
Shadow
shadow demon baby.
I probably would say, from a standpoint of just the coolest, I don't know, there's nothing better than being able to light shit on fire. So I would
pretty
probably
dope.
go with that.
But you gotta
Because again, the ability
to
heal. But does he heal himself? Because he doesn't, right?
No,
So
he does.
gets-
No.
So he gets healed. So I would argue then that would be what's his name who asked for the healing.
Thoros.
Yeah. So Thor.
But as he explicitly states, I don't have any power. It's the Lord of the Light that brings you back.
But the Lord of the Light favors him enough to let him to do those things.
It's true.
So I guess I would say that I wish that I would have the favor of Lord of Light. That's what I would go with.
Okay. And we learn later that Thoros can do the fire sword thing as well. So
Because I
think
think
you're
doesn't
good.
he do that to his?
yeah,
fire?
later, way later. But yeah.
Okay. No. Even in that battle, I thought he's the one who goes over and lights that sword on fire for him. I know he.
No, he cuts his hand for him, but it's Beric that then picks it up and does the thing.
Oh, see, I think it was.
But yeah.
So
yeah, it's
can
semantic.
Thoros heal other people? I guess because we've only seen him heal Beric, right?
Right.
Beric.
Beric. Oh fuck! I forgot about
I
that.
just realized that.
Paladins.
Paladins, the superior. It's so ridiculous that Overwatch copied them.
Gotta go find that donkey video. So it's complicated. So there's precedent for it, kind of, because in the show, the only other person I think we ever see get healed is Jon. Spoiler.
Mm-hmm. Spoilers.
And in the book, spoiler, Beric does heal Catelyn Stark,
Right.
but it kills him.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So I'm just wondering, because I guess maybe Beric doesn't really have,
Beric.
like, kind of like Jeremy said, Beric. Maybe Beric doesn't really have that many abilities here, and maybe it's more Thoros, is it?
Thoros, yeah.
Thoros that has the So that one's kind of up in the air. You kind of just
It's tricky.
yeah.
So if we're going to go with just with power, though, the ability to heal.
Sure. I think you got to either choose to heal only yourself or you can heal others, but that's it. You can't do both.
But
Do I get the fire thing either way?
You get the
question:
fire thing. either
if
way.
I've been killed, how am I going to heal myself?
Yeah, you got to roll with that.
Yeah, it's a good.
So it's
good
got to be
question.
only non-mortal things. So I would say heal other people. That's what I would go with.
Okay. How gallant of you.
Yeah.
Pussy.
Look, if I'm not having demon ass babies, then
What
I'm
a
definitely
random. What a random set of skills that you can magically heal others and then you can just light shit on fire.
you can kill them and then heal them and be like, it's like the perfect torturer, right? You know,
Yeah.
you kill people and then
Shit.
I mean, it goes a little dark for you guys right here, but that's the reality.
You heal you heal someone, do this like beautiful spectacle, everyone's just like worship, like everyone's just like amazed, and all of a sudden you go, yeah, you guys want to see a sick ass stunt? Then you just like light your friggin' sword on fire. How about them apples?
I'm gonna kill this person
Yeah.
and then heal him again.
You're like Jesus and Chris Angel all in one.
Mind freak.
All right, Tony, what are you picking?
I would go warg all day.
Really? Yeah, that's pretty badass. I don't. So, are you aware of your surroundings when you're warging though?
No.
That's
No,
the thing.
because you can lose yourself. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
I
thing.
don't like that idea very much.
It's problematic for sure, but I think you got to have something to like, temper you a little bit. You got to have that, keep you grounded,
Yeah. So then, what are we just for the?
What are you working into?
Just for the sheer sake? Yeah. What's your? So first of all, are we going to the extent that we can warg human
people?
Yeah, or are we just
mean-
warging animals here?
So we've only seen animals thus far. I don't know. I'd say just it's Jedi mind trick status. So maybe like the simple-minded, like Hodor level humans, which is
pretty much the win.
pretty bad. And you've got that animal you imprint with. So my cat, I would probably just
could
take
finally
naps
make
and
my
shit.
cat stop being such a dick.
I wish you could understand what they're going through at that moment. Like, man, this Hans guy's an asshole all the time.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that'd be nice. Yeah.
What would you pick, Hans?
Oh, that's tough. First of all, I guess before I jump into anything, I'm a little shaky on using the term like warging something because I'm not so confident that's not a sexual term. It sure sounds like one. So I'm not so sure.
Warg me, daddy. Wear my skin.
Take a G.I. Joe and put it in your ass while having sex.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be something pretty messed up. But
Sure.
I think I gotta go for the. I know I'm risking being a little lame here, but I think I have to go with the warg as well. It just seems like it'd be so badass. Like you're sitting there before you go to bed, you're just kind of bored, you can't really sleep, so you just like hop into some random
to a
raccoon
bird,
outside
go shit
or
on some
something.
shit.
Yeah, you could just get away with anything.
Because it's got Jeremy, being able to heal people and stuff, that's great. But the government's going to experiment on you. And being able to light shit on fire, that's cool. But again, it's a party trick at best in today's society. Like, we can start fire. It's not that hard.
Yeah, but I can always start a fire.
Sure.
Jeremy's just-
I'm not saying it's not useful. Well, as long as you've got blood.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you almost need the heal yourself ability because Jeremy's just gonna be like just pale faced, like sunken eyes, just like chronically anemic, just barely can like.
Do you
walk.
bloodlet all the time?
He just
man?
he just keeps and just like scars everywhere because he's just gonna keep.
Of course.
What if you're somewhere and someone's gonna be like, "Hey, isn't that the dude who lights shit on fire? Do it, man!
Do it.
You're just gonna like constantly be berated to be lighting stuff.
I'm gonna be a
on fire.
cutter. It's gonna be one of those moments.
Oh my gosh.
So one of the
We've
first
hit,
things
we've hit on a lot of
warging,
sensitive topics this episode.
Yeah, it's been we're very out there.
one of the first things on Reddit for warging was, I would love to warg. I would only warg animals while they're having sex. Like, cool Reddit, cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of memes about that.
Got to be careful though, because I don't remember the rules, but I think if you die in a warg, you die for real, or you can lose your mind or something.
Is that
like
true? Because I might change my mind then.
Well, I know that they tell Bran, like, if you stay too deep, you can lose your mind and you can forget how to go back.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then I know if, like, Orell, when he, spoilers, dies, his consciousness kind of goes into the eagle afterwards. So there's like this weird constant connectivity where you're, I guess always kind of around in something, but at the same time, every time you warg, you're giving a part of yourself up to that creature.
Yeah.
And so you're like,
I see.
it's that symbiote thing.
Very much.
Venom.
I feel like all of these seem to have disadvantages going in with
Except
them,
being
too.
fireproof.
That's true. Fireproof might be the best one, and it'd be convenient, I guess. Can't really do much with it, but
Hey, you could explore volcanoes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I feel like that really puts a
It's true.
damper on my warging abilities, because I feel like what I was going to use warging for was just like going into some random like rat outside and just getting into some shit, just like going crazy, or just being warging into the coon in the dumpster outside like my apartment complex, just kind of to see what they were up to.
And that's what all these viral things are: pizza rat and like all that. The octopus who picks the World Cup winners. Like
Yeah,
they're
just
just
like-
wargs who are bored.
Yeah, and just warg into a squirrel and just jumps around some trees. The problem with this is all these animals, very short lifespan, literally could die at any moment. So if
they
it
don't
is-
make the smartest decisions.
Yeah, if it is true, I could easily have just warged into that coon right as he's about to get hit by a car, and then I'm done, right?
True.
That's I don't know if that's a risk I'm willing to take here.
It's a pretty baller risk. Well, Jeremy, what do you
so
think of that
blueberry
scone?
from Dorothy Lane Market, so local, which is really, really good.
Didn't you already do this one?
No, because didn't I do peach?
Ah, you did peach. That scone
Yeah.
looked not good, by the way. I saw that
Oh.
Instagram photo.
It was
Was that just
delicious.
because he ruined the streak of like 2.5 weeks
man.
that we had going on Instagram?
Yeah, it happens. So the blueberry scone, it's
But anyway.
it's the first scone that I've had that the ratio of, I would say, batter to fruit, it literally was like there was just
So
enough
good or
to
bad?
hold it
Good
together.
or bad? Good or bad?
Really, really like. So
All right.
don't
Well,
know how to
I can't be
describe how
bothered
good
to
this
even
scone
continue
was.
listening to this, to be
It
fair. You're just
was
holding me on too much.
pretty
Did you guys know that we have a website? It's
wasn't
called
bitter.
thronesandscones.com. You can go there. You can find all our episodes, all of our social media, and every which way you would like to hang out with us. And, of course, don't forget to join us tomorrow for Season 3, Episode 7. Are you down with GOT? Are you? Are you down? Are you down?
You know me.
Yeah.
We had a trippy moment of you.
Yeah,
One
you
of those
really-
again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really stalled there for a while.
Why does that happen?
don't know.
Was there another one of them like,
No.
If there was, I probably would have died again. No, it was really slow, and then suddenly I was like waiting for like the "Are you down?" thing. I'm just gonna say it as soon as I heard it.
yeah.
So
I almost forgot to interrupt Jeremy because I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm interested. I want to hear about this scone.
no, I kept going. I was like, I thought I always get interrupted.
I was like, I was kind of trying to interrupt you, but bitch wouldn't listen.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I heard like you cut out too, and I was like,
You were tripping out.
This whole conversation was a mess. Welcome to the internet.